Hi everyone. Hi, we are live today. I'm Nicole Hanselman. Thank you for being here. I'm going to tag my friends to just let them know we are online now. We are live. Yeah, I will normally go on my phone and then try and see who I can tag. The names just slip my mind when I'm on. So today we got Naomi Omuka. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. We like talking about the things that people shun, people don't want to talk about, but on here we are brave enough to take them on. So it should be interesting. Say hello when you join me. Say hello. Tell me your name. Tell me where you're joining from. Remember, as usual, if you didn't let StreamYard use your name, I won't get to know who you are. I won't get to know who is commenting and stuff. So yeah, do say hello and tell me where you're joining from. Okay, let me find where we are then. Where are we? Cool. So I'll copy this link first to begin with, then send it on here, and then go on and tag my friends. Hi, everybody. Hi, thanks for joining. Hello, hello. Habari zenu. Asanteni, asanteni, asanteni. Karibuni, karibuni. Tell me your name. Tell me where you're joining from. We've got our guest here. She's ready, Naomi Omuka. You've met her before. If you've not been following, watch the previous videos, the shows. They've been brilliant. She's been absolutely amazing to have on. So who am I tagging? You came up. Oh, just ask me to call her. Should I call her during the live? It will be hilarious. It will be absolutely funny. I forgot to call her and remind her that you're on. Okay. I usually just tags the names that come up first. Probably people I tag the most, or people who I chat to the most. I don't know what criteria it uses. So that's my tag for now. So I'm Nicole Hanselman, for those who don't know me. Thank you for joining me. We are streaming on YouTube, we're streaming on our page and in our group, Success Your Way Movement Group. Yeah, cool. So I'm about to invite our guests. In a bit. I'm your host. We don't have our co-host Yvette today. She's slightly poorly, but not poorly, so she won't be joining us today, unfortunately. So anyway, we're ready. Let me just see what I can find Jess. She will be on our live if she answers. Okay, cool. Cool. Asanteni, tell me where you're joining from. Tell me who you are and where you're joining from, please. Tafadhali. Okay. She didn't answer, so that's good. Ready for a guest? If you're ready, help me welcome her. Drum roll, Bradley Mauluza. Mauluza. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Welcome. Today's discussion is hot. We're talking about addiction. Yeah, we are. A lot of us are addicted to different things. We kind of give ourselves a break when we think it's not too bad, and we justify it or we're in denials. But what are some of the things that we need to be aware of? That's Jess. Hi, babes. I'm online. Yeah, we are live. Okay, thank you, my darling. That's Jess. She asked me to remind her. Hi. So welcome, Bradley. Tag your friends if you know anybody who would benefit from this. Maybe they can even help us with their thoughts, suggestions, comment. Usually we just learn from each other too. Hi, I don't know who that is, but welcome. So, okay, let's welcome our guest, Naomi Omuka. Drum roll. Hi, Naomi.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi. I'll let you introduce yourself, and I'm gonna let you use the full screen for a minute. How will I do that? Will you introduce yourself? I've forgotten how to do it. I've done it before. Um, I've forgotten how to do this full screen for you. That's all right. I wanted you to go on full screen. Oh, solo layout. And you can
Thank
introduce yourself.
Yay, I'm on full screen. Michelle, should I go ahead and introduce myself?
Yeah, please introduce yourself, my darling.
Hi guys, how are you? I am yet again excited to be on this live show. My name is Naomi Omuka and I'm a social media manager. I'm equally the founder, Rent a Shelf Hub right at the heart of Thika Town. And I'm a mother of three beautiful, amazing boys, and I'm equally a wife. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole.
You're welcome, my darling. You're welcome. I'll let you tell us where we can find you and stuff like that while I join you in a minute. Tell us your Facebook following and all those things we need to do, the handles and stuff. Handles and stuff. Yeah?
Yeah, yeah. So if you're looking for a source of encouragement, if you're looking for some sense of humor, you can find me on my personal Facebook page. That is Naomi Omuka, both on Instagram and Facebook, but mostly on Facebook. And if you're looking for digital marketing services, you can go to Social Buzz 360. And if you're an online entrepreneur and you're looking at a place where you can have a physical location or a pickup point location, or if you're abroad and you're looking at wanting to start something small for yourself and a business operating while you're still working abroad, or if you're a career woman, please go to Rent a Shelf Hub on Facebook, Rent a Shelf Hub on Instagram, and Rent a Shelf Hub on Twitter.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. I was doing something really quickly. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, that's Naomi for us. You've been with us for a few episodes now. I think this could be your third or something, and it's been brilliant. We learned
Yeah.
a lot of things from you. So, addiction is one of the like your passions or something. How
Mhm.
did it come about? Like loving to talk about addiction or wanting to talk about addiction?
Because the reason why I love talking about addiction or my story about addiction is because when I was addicted to alcohol and sex, for me it wasn't something I thought was an addiction. I thought it was just something that was a norm and it was fun. I was just having a good time. You know, I'm young and wild and free. But up
Yeah.
until the time when I came to be in touch with myself, is when I knew, my goodness, I was addicted to this and it wasn't even funny. Yeah, so
Oh,
I'm very passionate about it because this is something that I personally went through, but I think, in a phase of either denial or just not understanding the fact that I have gotten to an extreme of it. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, amazing. Because I did talk about myself, like there's a time I used to like having my glass of wine after work. Sometimes you're like, oh, making excuses. Oh, I'm tired from work. I'm having dinner, just a glass of wine. And then you realize that it's something you do every day.
Yeah.
And when you sat, you can't think of anything else to do when you're just sat watching a movie or just being there. You're just thinking you have to have a drink, but nothing occurs to you that water is also a drink. Just because it's
Yes.
afternoon, you think you have to relax with wine. And then by the time you realize you're just consuming so much wine. So let me welcome our guests. Welcome everybody who are just joining us. Nicole Hanselman, and I've got Naomi here. Hi, Jess. Thank you for coming on. Hi. This is great, but I still don't know who that is. I don't even know whether it's a different person. Hi. Yeah, tell us where you're listening from. Tell us your name and everything, and join in the discussion. We always like it when you participate. So, Naomi, just start by telling us, defining addiction to us so that we know everybody, we are all in one page, people, you might talk about this and people are like, okay, I still don't know where we're going. So lead us by just defining addiction to us, please.
I'll define it how best I know or how best I went through addiction, because I'm sure there are people defining it in different terms and ways. But for me, addiction is doing something or being engaged in something that you have no control over.
Mm.
Actually, that thing has more control over you than you have control over it. Yeah, that's how I look at addiction.
So it's absolutely anything.
Yes, 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 it's anything. I'm just specific about mine. I'm sure there are more.
Absolutely anything. So anything you,
Yeah,
whether it sounds positive, whether it's something that everybody just thinks, oh, that's not too bad, but so long as it has control over you, then
get to do it in an excessively way, and
mm,
it gets it controls you. You don't control it. So
you can
you are
control
not
it.
in a position to be in a
Yeah.
stable mind or sober or grounded mind while doing that thing. So it's
Yeah.
like a deja vu. You're just being taken control with that thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd feel like you don't have the capacity of saying no to it. You feel,
Yes.
yeah, you can you do away with it. You just like you want to have it at all times or something of that sort.
Yeah. That's true. That's true, Nicole.
Yeah, amazing. I learned a very beautiful lesson from my mom years ago, and it just helped me as much as she used to annoy us, and as much as it annoyed us when she said it again and again. But I applied it in my life, and it helped me so much. That's why I didn't find myself being addicted to anything. I usually say that I don't get addicted to things, and I've really tested myself to see whether I can be addicted to something. I've really tested myself. I've put myself in situations where, like, oh, some people think like, oh, this is the breaking point. But I'm lucky. What she taught us was temperance. Should say Kia. Was it no? Kias is the modern thing. She used to say there's a word she used to use. It's just slipped my mind. But she would say it again and again. And I just realized that, you know what, if you apply it in your life, you'll always be safe. You'll always be like temperance, temperance, temperance. I'll try and remember what word she used to use. She used to say it in Swahili, I think. And yeah, it really helped me from, getting myself into situations, so, okay,
Mhm.
I did have some questions lined up for you, and I'll just try to go through it. But for our audience, if you have any questions for Naomi, just write them on there and then we'll discuss them. If you have your own experiences, do share it with us. So, what are some of the risk factors of addiction? That sounds too serious. It sounds like I'm a medical practitioner expectation. I know. I just
Not
wanted to
there.
make sure we cover a lot of the things before you get to the juicy bits where what you wanted to talk about more.
I think the risks are there, Nicole, and I'm sharing my story. I'm sharing what I went through. For me, I'd say alcohol made me be a little bit hostile. I'd say
Oh
I
yeah.
was hostile. I was trying to be someone I am not.
Mm,
You get to put on faces, yet
mm,
you're just covering up for stuff, and you
yeah.
don't know that's why you're covering up for that stuff. So you're thinking
Mm,
you're having a good time, you're thinking you're this
mm,
miss independent, I can pay my bills, I can buy my own alcohol and stuff like that, but you're
mm,
covering up for something that you don't want to deal with. So I think the risks are
yeah.
that you end up probably turning out to be who you're not, or doing things that you're not supposed to, or making decisions that will probably affect people around you, either your family members or people who know
Absolutely.
you or your friends, or other things like making the wrong decisions about many things, your work, your family,
Yeah.
and losing on so much. Like I spent most of my
Yeah.
time that I spent with my child. So
Yeah.
yes, there are so many risks involved with addictions. Now, for me, those were mine.
Yeah.
So I ended up, just messing up my own life
Yeah.
in another way, and covering it up with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Mm.
does breed lies because if you're gonna be late for work, you'll think of a lie. If you don't want to even show up because you drank too much the previous night, and then by the time you realize you have this web of lies just for you protecting your addiction instead of coming out and just accepting that, yeah, this is a
Yeah.
problem I've got to deal with. Yeah, it's a
Mm.
shame that it affects us, and sometimes we just don't know, we don't see it, we justify it. You find
Yes.
yeah, you justify it. And then for like alcohol, you might not even realize some of the things you do that annoy others, some of the things you get into that they'll kill you for it. They'll kill you for it. So
And,
back
and
yeah, sorry. Go
and
ahead.
getting to I'd get into the smallest fight. Like someone stepped on my toe, and I'm like, "You stepped on my toe, you hurt my heel." Get into a fight over just someone stepping on you. I mean, and you don't see it as a problem then. You're like, "Oh my goodness, we just stepped on you." I mean, it was probably by bad luck. Who intends to step on you? Like, who really steps on you intentionally? You see,
Yeah,
people things, it's because something has taken control over you, and at that time it only makes sense to you and not people around you. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You just flip from 0 to 100 with no controls.
Oh yes, oh
With no
yes, snap
control.
all the ghetto out of you.
Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. I know a lot of us do it. Like I was saying, it's just that we're always, we do want to accept that we're in such a situation. So you find ways to justify it and just pretend that you're okay with it, or it wasn't that bad, or it's not that concerned, But it is a problem. It is a
It
problem that you
is,
need to fix.
it is.
You're losing friends, you're losing family, you are annoying people. Just because they're forgiving you doesn't necessarily make it right. There's one day that is just exhausting to the people who love you. There's a time that they're just like, you know what, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it
Yeah.
anymore. I think mine mostly was, like I've really tried avoiding dramas, like if I can help it, I really would avoid it. But the thing is, when you mix it with something else, like for instance, if you've been drinking and somebody does something to you, just because you want to avoid the drama, instead of like in your sober mind, you tell yourself, okay, we might talk about this tomorrow, we can sort this tomorrow. But in that state, you're just telling yourself, you know what, can't deal out of my life, and you're gone. By the time you realize, like, you're the one who caused the drama again, because you just flipped and made it worse. Yeah, I know. So we mostly talk of addiction as just drugs, but yeah, actually today you wanted to talk more on the like sex addiction and go on, knock yourself out. I really want to hear your angle on this.
So okay, I think the fact that I was so much addicted into alcohol
Hmm.
made me probably get into sex addiction.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I didn't even realize this was an issue for sure. For
Hmm.
me, when I was having alcohol or engaged in sex, for me, it was just,
Something.
I'm young, free, and wild. And this is what we do when you're young, you're free and wild.
Hmm.
But I didn't realize that I had no control over what I was doing. Like for me with drinking, I would always say I'm a social drinker. I'll
Hmm.
catch a pint and I'm good. But I went to the extremes of I would finish a whole bottle of Black Label or Jameson, and I'd be okay. I'd always be the last woman standing in a party. I'd always drink till the next day, and I'll still be fine.
And
And
that's why your message, you're proud, isn't it? You're proud, like, oh, I'm
yes,
always the last one.
listen, I used to say I am the last woman standing in every party. And I'm like, I'm the last person to leave this bar. I am the last person to leave the next day. I felt like I was a hero. Like
But
I
he,
could drink with yes, and there are men who are staggering and going home and saying bye. I'm like,
Hmm.
hey, dude, you just go. Yeah, I'm still here. I still have pints to catch. I mean, which woman drinks a whole crate of beer and you call yourself like this is fine? It's not normal, you see. So it made me, get to a point whereby I would probably have sex. I wouldn't really say that I was random, but then even when I was having it, it was in excess. It wasn't normal. At some point, I thought it was demonic, and there are no demons there. It is just an action you are choosing to partake. So yes. I actually didn't know it was an addiction until when I was doing an evaluation of myself and the reasons as to why I am doing it. You see, so it was
yeah,
because I'm doing this because I was either uh, stressed out, I don't want to deal
yeah,
with what I am handling,
yeah,
or covering up for something, like I'm going through my own issues at work, at
yeah,
home, my
yeah,
friends. And I end up drinking and telling myself it's
yeah.
just one road, but this one for the road was always just not one for the road. It was
Mm.
something that was, it kept on going again and again and again. You see,
Yeah.
so it's
I like
I
that
could
you're
drink.
saying that. Because a lot of us just think that, okay, yeah, I do like drinking in the weekend and having fun, and I'll be the last
Yes,
woman standing, and we think
yes,
it's fine. And then you thinking, oh, I'm young, it's okay for me. Like I'm young, I'm having fun. Like we only live once. So you think it's okay to go out with the available dude that you fancied at that time, and you're thinking it's okay.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, if men can do it, so why can't women do it? And you just think,
yes,
oh, yeah, we're
yes,
in a modern world, even though we're in a modern world, but you're not there yet. We don't want to judge or stereotype or whatever, but we're not there yet where you just think that it should be okay that every time you drink, you come back home with somebody different. You're telling them, oh, I'm a modern woman, I can do what I want, I'm single
yeah,
anyway. And we just find ways of justifying these things. But when you come out of this and reevaluate, and you sit down with yourself and you ask yourself, is this who I am? Is this what I really want with myself? Is this that kind of reputation that I want to go before me? Is this who I am? When you sit down and then you realize, you know what? It's not something to be proud of. You're not a
yeah.
hero
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And those people
There's
who
no,
are talking
there's
like,
no heroism. There's no heroism in that at all. I mean, you are,
yeah,
by the
no,
way, with even check out even when you're phone addicted, let's say I had to talk about Mira. Trust you me, ask yourself every time you're making that decision of
mm,
doing something every other day, why are you making it? Like
mm,
what's driving you? Because in each and everything, even when
exactly.
you're going to work each and every day, you're driven by something. You
Mm,
either want to make money, or you're working
mm,
towards your passion, or you're
mm.
working because for a certain reason. So ask yourself these questions when you are headed to grab that bottle of beer. What's
Yeah,
your driving you?
yeah,
Because in that asking is when you find out that, hey, hello, I am only drinking because I want to forget my problems. But do those problems
yeah,
always? Every other day I had a
yeah,
hangover, and I'm thinking, you know what I kept on telling myself? I'll not drink the next day. And that's what all Levis say. Like, you're not
yeah.
going to drink the next day, but you find yourself drinking the next day. And then ask yourself
And then,
why. Why is it that it has
why?
got to be? And then even for people calling themselves social drinkers, you're
Yeah.
hiding that very bougie name and thinking,
That's
oh,
been
me, I only drink.
abused. The social drinking
Yeah,
is always been abused. A lot of us don't even know what it really means. Now, in the beginning, we thought we did. Then we
and you
just
mean
went
that
back.
you just socially drink, it's not much. But I'm calling myself a social drinker, and I'm finishing a whole bottle in one
Oh,
night.
God.
That,
I know,
yes,
I know, I know,
yes.
I know.
Who
And
does that?
that's success. Women, our units are supposed to be about 3 units of alcohol or
Yes.
something.
Oh,
And
yes.
a whole bottle
Yes.
is way too much
And
than
this
the
and this and this, Nicole, it is whiskey. This is whiskey.
Oh my goodness me. The alcohol
I'm
level
not
is
only harming my body, I'm not only harming my liver. That's a
yeah,
health issue already. I'm covering up for things that I cannot face, you
yeah,
know. And
yeah.
I didn't think, I got to a point I didn't think that's what God created me for in this world. Like, I was
No,
created for
absolutely not.
drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody is saying, thanks for sharing your story, Naomi. Addiction is a disease that affects most in society. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know who that is, but thank you. Yeah, it's nice when somebody shares their real story because we can relate. A lot of us, some of us still believe that, oh, we were not doing anything wrong. We didn't harm anybody. We didn't do this. So we think that, oh, all those things were okay. We were young. We were making stupid mistakes. We are so in denial of the fact that we did wrongful things. We shouldn't, things we shouldn't have done. So yeah, thank you, Naomi, for sharing your story. There's something profound that you mentioned that I wanted to dwell on a little bit, and now it's slipped my mind. Today, I think my mind is a little bit sleepy. It's not comfortable with completely. Um, Addiction is not a moral issue. Those affected, the individual and those close to them, do suffer. Sanitization of the disease and what help is available and is important. Absolutely. Everything starts from talking, opening up, and sharing our stories so that we relate and learn from each other. The more we don't talk about these things, the more we'll do them. The more we'll do them. Oh, yes, I now remember what I wanted to say. The thing with these things like addiction, like Naomi's story, you'll see that you go out with your friends, right? And nobody's telling you that, okay, let's go. I did have an aunt friend who used to tell us, okay, now we're going home. All of us are going home. Should make sure that we're all going home because one of us had to drive. Always we had the sober one driving, and that was nice. But sometimes some of us might have friends that just, clap for us. Hey, wow, you're so good. You're still drinking until morning. Wow, you're so good. You're amazing. Oh, you're so brave. You took that handsome guy home. Oh, you're so nice.
And
Like.
remember, Nicole, even here in Kenya, you just even branded names like Kalewa. Like it's a norm. It's a
It's
norm. Like
true.
who is
If I
Kalewa?
echo,
It can't be this way. You
and you check
can't
that
get
down,
pregnant and be comfortable. You
and guys,
know?
remember with labels are so dangerous. That's why we are avoiding them
Yes.
with our kids, with
Oh
everybody.
yes.
Labels are so dangerous. It could be a positive label, like you're intelligent. It could be whatever it is. Because sometimes with these labels, like Usha Itokalewa, you have to prove when Ikalewa. Whether
Yes.
you have that
Yes.
money, ama una, whether you've had enough, whether you want to fast and take a break out of alcohol. I'm glad I took a break, and people will be like, "Oh, Kundi, no." For my whole 90 days, I did without alcohol, and people are like, "Oh, it's just I don't know what they give." There's always an excuse. Oh, ni Valentine, I'm ni New Year, I'm ni Christmas. Why aren't you drinking? There's always that. And then when being a Kalewa, people expect you, Ama, you're the fun girl of the party.
Yes.
They got
I'm the
the life,
life of the party. I used to get that a lot. Like I'm the life of the party.
the
Do you
life
know
of the
sometimes
party.
you don't even have the money to go drinking, but there are people who offer you to go drink. You don't even feel like you don't even have the energy, Nicole. But they're like, oh no, we'll come pick you. Don't worry, we'll buy you alcohol. And one other thing that made me actually stop the drinking before I even knew that it was an addiction was when you're in trouble, like you'd say you don't even have food in your house, you have friends who can buy you alcohol
Alcohol.
worth 20,000 to 30,000.
Yeah.
But then again, those friends can't buy you a bag of maize. I mean, what kind of life is this? And then those are the people that you call your friends, that people you can't even share with them about you lacking, but you can share about going to Nakuru, going to Naivasha, going to Malindi to catch pints, and yet you're going through issues. I remember
Yeah.
the time I lost a friend of mine, and after we had buried her, we went partying in Kisii. God rest us all in peace. And then there was one of us who the child has been sent out for school fees. Like the child wasn't in school. And when I looked at that table, there were like, I don't know, 10 bottles of whiskey. And I just made a random calculations. If one of the bottle was 3,000 bob, those were
Mm-hmm.
10 bottles. That makes how
Mm-hmm.
much? That's about 30 G's. So we are drinking 30,000, and one of us who is there, the
Kuna
daughter,
mtu anaweza
is
kupata
at
deposit
home.
kwa shamba ama nyumba.
Imagine, hajalipiwa school fees. Like, how unreal is that? And this is what is happening around us. Like, we are so addicted to the fun part of life, but then the reality of us, living our normal lives, going through the normal phases, normal troubles. We
Hmm.
can't deal with that, but we are able to deal with us partying every other day. For me, that was just the beginning of saying no to alcohol.
Yeah.
Before it was an addiction.
My
It was
realization.
the cycles, the face. Like every
Yeah.
time we are drinking, there's always a fight that we cheer up. There's a time I remember we got into a fight. One of us was like we were a clique of friends, and one of us was attacked. I think someone hit her butt, and of course that triggers a lot of anger. And then now the dudes, of course, were the ones who were fighting. And the guy went fighting and tackled the guy, and we all came attacking this guy. And I'm thinking, what if that dude died? And we were all accused of murder. Oh my God. But then, the next day, no, he didn't die. He didn't die.
We
Thank God
didn't
he didn't
die,
die.
right?
If that happened, because it was one guy versus 10 of us,
Yeah,
and we were hitting him with
that's
bottles.
really dangerous. That's
Yes, it is.
absolutely
But you
dangerous.
see, we went, sat down, Nicole, and we were laughing about it. And actually, the bar was
Mob
closed because of that.
mentality. Yeah.
We were thinking we are heroes. He touched one of us, and we
Mhm.
attacked. And
Yeah.
it is all fun until something bad comes out of it. And thank God,
Yeah.
nothing really transpired out of that. But then, what if something bad happens? And for
Yeah.
me, that's I call that you are not in control of it. Because even
Yeah.
if you're taking alcohol, it shouldn't lead you into such kind of scenarios. And
Yeah.
maybe mine extreme. Maybe someone is looking at me and thinking, no, my drinking hasn't gotten to that point.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're drinking, you get to a point whereby you get to be very ni kama unatukanana haraka because
Mm,
of alcohol that you have taken, or you
yeah.
make decisions, you make
Yeah.
very bad
Always when the age and
because of,
stuff. Mm,
yes, because of what you have taken. So
mm.
that's a problem. That's a you know,
Because it
maybe when
causes
you
a
hear
chemical
addiction,
imbalance. So obviously you have no control, and wow.
yes, yes. Because
Yeah.
because when you say addiction, maybe someone thinks that oh ni wale mateja maybe
Mm,
wamekunywa mpaka wameshindwa kutembea, or their lives are they're on the streets. No, no,
mm,
no. Addiction is for you and me, even who is at home and you're thinking, I
mm.
must have drink for you to be able to function, or for you to be able to, even
Yeah.
some people drink for them to be able to talk, Nicole. They can't
Yeah.
converse with others until when they drink. That's when you see that they're so hyped up, or that's the time they can be able to dance. If you can't dance when you're sober, but you can dance when you're drinking, you are on the way to addiction. There's
Right.
something wrong.
That's a problem.
Yes, if you can't
It works
communicate
both
with
ways.
media when you're sober, you only have to take a little bit of something for you to be able to converse. There is a problem somewhere. There is something
Yeah.
off. See,
Yeah.
that's headed
I'm a
to
merry
another.
drunk. I've never been in a fight or been in a group that has gotten into a fight. So it's so easy for me to think that I've never been a problem. It's so easy for
Yeah,
me
you
to think
now
that,
start
oh,
saying,
no, I'm good. Yeah,
kalewa,
yeah, mimi
hapana,
niko sawa.
uko na
It's
shida.
all silent criminals, silent criminals. Because when I come home from work, I'll have my glass, now. But weekend, about a weekend one, because weekends, you're at home the whole day. So you're just waiting for midday. From midday, you've opened a bottle, by evening, you may shut. The next day, then I open a bottle, by evening, you may shut. So
Yeah.
I like the stories you're sharing. It reminded me of maybe why I've never got to extreme cases, because over 10 years ago, when my dad died, I was here when we had the news, and I couldn't even go and stuff, and it was so hard for me. And I think I took some time off work, and I was at home, and all of those friends of mine who used to ask me to go out with them, some of them didn't even reach out, some of them did, some of them were like, oh, if you need somebody, just come over at mine. See, Ati, can I come over at yours and sit with you? Ati, if you need somebody, come over at mine. Because you see, a week Aisha. A week
Yes.
Aisha. One of them, Ashana, we are planning a night out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nikamwambia, do you realize that my dad just passed away? And they're like, oh, yeah, we just thought it would help you get your mind off things.
How? How? How?
You thought
That's
a
how.
night out where we're going to spend my money, because we always spend our own money. We go out, I spend my money to dance while my dad is gone. That is supposed to help.
There's also this notion that people always have of telling each other that even if you don't drink today, your problems hazitaisha. That's the other way of them.
Those are
Uh,
shindwe and mashitani. Shindwe.
no, by the way, it's there. That's the reality. You know the way you're stressed out, or you're going through a phase or depression or whatever it is that you're going through, and then you tell your friend like, "Hey, Maze, I'm going through this. I don't think I can go out." And they're like, "No, no, no, come. Even if you don't drink today, those problems will still be there. So let's drink, and then probably
No,
tomorrow."
I have a better chance staying at home and trying to deal with them than not
Yes,
dealing with them. Not
people
dealing
are
with
just
them.
running away from facing themselves. It's just that
Well,
you're
and
running away from pressing you.
you are. There is a comment here. In my youth, I was educated to ganja bangi. The good things, I was doing great in everything, so it never affected my everyday life. That's the thing. Weed sometimes can do that to some people. Oh, it can make you really calm, but then you end up wanting to be calm every day, so you'll need it every day. And I was very hard
Yes.
working. I'm still proud I did enjoy myself. You never hurt anybody. The thing is, weed isn't that. It's not the demon. To me, let me disclaimer: you are an adult. I hope the adults are the only ones watching this. You're an adult, make your own decision. But to me, I don't think it's so much of an issue as we are told it is. So long as it's used right, it has so many medicinal value. yeah, when it's used right, it's not so much of an issue, But the problem is how we use it. Our youth use it for entertainment. That's where
Mm.
it all goes wrong. Because when it's used for meditation, it's okay. When it's used for medicine, it's okay, But when you use it for entertainment and then rely on it on every day, then no, there is an issue that needs to be dealt with. That
Yes.
is an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on its
Absolutely.
own, it's not the demon we perceive it to be. I don't know what you think about that, Naomi, anyway, because she did finish by saying she's proud. She's proud that she did it.
And when I started, I said I'm only sharing from my story. I don't know what someone else is going out or going on in their lives, and how, like she says, it worked best for
Absolutely.
her. I mean, and
Yeah.
thank God that it worked best for her.
Yeah.
But for me, my main concern is that when you're addicted to whatever it is that you're addicted to, because only you can tell. Like for
Mm.
me right now, I'm not struggling with alcohol, I'm not struggling with sex. Of course, I am married now, so it's no longer a struggle. But I have issues with my phone. I work online, and
Yeah.
sometimes I just want to be online, not because it is
Yeah.
necessary, because I
Yeah.
am working or I am needed to
Yeah. Yeah.
work. I am just on my phone because I don't know, come on, the adrenaline, or it's there's something just driving me to always check on that phone, check on that text, check on that notification.
Yeah.
So as long as you realize, like I have realized, it's an addiction. I might be in
See that
denial and
problem.
cover it up by saying that I
Mm.
am working, I'm working. You can't
Mm.
work day night. I mean,
Yeah.
there's got to be a break. There has got to be,
Mm.
there's got to be some balance. You can't let that affect you and your family or the people close to you.
Mm.
So in as long as it's not affecting you to an extreme or to an extent that you are not able to be your normal self. So
Yeah.
if that you're smoking that weed for whatever reasons, for medicinal, because even
Mm.
the people who use it as a medicinal value sometimes can abuse it, because now
And
it
they,
makes them.
yeah, just like anything else, even paracetamol and stuff, like
Yes,
anything.
yes. And as
Yeah.
long as you're not using it to cover
Mm.
up for something or to
Yeah.
help you, it's not like a short-term relief for whatever it is that you are dealing with, then
Mm.
for me it's fine. If
Yeah. Today
that's
we're not
okay.
talking much on phone addictions, but for phone addictions, we should be really aware. I also work online, but I'm really aware of my need to be online. So I make sure I don't have all notifications, especially unnecessary ones, not all notifications on. Sometimes I all turn them all off. And then my phone knows when it's time to wind down for bed, it completely turn itself off. The only thing I can use are the
Wow.
important, yeah, the only thing I can use are the important things: emergency and my calm app, my meditation app. So I can only use my meditation app, and that's it until morning. So anybody who contacts me from then, they'll be like, "Whoa, but you can no, but it's because you're calling me at the wrong time." And then the other thing that I do
Wow.
sometimes is just leave my phone. I don't use my phone mornings, because mornings are sacred, it's sacred times of the day. And you find that some people, they don't realize that you treasure your morning, and they'll just drop a message, asubuhi mapema umeachiwa message kubwa, and you just like, it's disoriented you and affected your day. So me, I decided asubuhi si check WhatsApps and my messengers, asubuhi I don't, until
Wow.
I've gotten into my day and I've had control over my day. I've planned my day and got into the day. But if I see check messages, because message more than two EV can ruin your entire day. It
No.
might be innocent to that person, but it's not to you. Una, because it
Yes.
will,
Yes.
yeah, you think of it subconsciously. So I do that. So lately, sometimes if I have to do my morning routine, I don't check it at all until I'm ready to check it. I just don't. Most I laugh with something
Wow.
people find rude, but it's just my self-care and protection. Is that I just decided for myself that I'm not emergency service. I am not. Take it as you want. Take it as you please. I am not. Whatever you want to tell me, I can't sort it immediately anyway. Unaona, I can't.
Uh,
Emergency service 999 wapigie watakusaidia saizi. Let them be on the way, then I can come next. Because there's nothing I
wow.
can do. There's
Wow.
nothing I can do. So that helps
Because
me.
that I must try, especially at night. For me, I need to shut off. I need to shut off.
Oh, it's
I
so
must try
important.
that.
Yeah,
I
it's so
must.
important. We think that those innocent moments that we have on our phones actually sour too, but they affect our sleep patterns. If you use apps to monitor your sleep, you realize that you don't go into deep sleep. And the moments you stay awake at night, you will notice all that. You think you've had a restful night, but you haven't. You haven't. You just slept, but you didn't have a restful night like a deep sleep. So for me, sleep is very, very important to me. Okay, somebody's like, I'm hungry. You're hungry for what? Are you addicted to food? So through alcohol, it's real evil. Yeah, yes and no for it. Let's prefer your team. Your team, right? For me, I was addicted to shopping shoes. Oh my God, is all women.
I
Once I
know, it's all of us.
there's never enough, and then we justify it
A
too.
hundred pairs.
Don't we justify that? We always say that you can never have enough. There can never be too many. Once I ended up with 100 pairs of shoes, which I never
Oh my
even wore.
God.
I sat down and calculated roughly how much I spent on those shoes. Exactly like what Naomi was saying about how they sat down and calculated. You know what? All this alcohol cost this much, you know? And I was shocked. One day I came home and my mom had given out half of them and also my dad at the time, but now I see her point. And then it's also a way of clutter, and it also shows there's some issues with your life that you want that to hide from the shoes. So you think when you buy that shoes, it will give you that tie and it will sort your problem, but you actually need to deal with whatever underlying issue. It's the same with money and everything.
There's a name for it. It's called, I think, a retail therapy or something. It's like
Y-
your it's always covering up for something. It's always
Yeah, that's why they call
you're
it retail therapy. Yeah.
something going on in your life, and you feel like when you buy that shoe, it makes you. I equally love buying a lot of shoes. I even bought shoes when I was pregnant. I mean, those shoes don't even fit, and you're buying
They
heels when you're
don't,
pregnant.
yeah,
So yes,
just they're
it's
beautiful.
just, and if you look at it very well, it's some stress that you're not dealing with. If you look at it
Yeah,
very well, it's some issue
yeah,
going on with you, and you're not dealing with, and that makes you either go shopping. For me, when I'm stressed out, sometimes I eat a lot of chocolate fudge, and
yeah.
that time you're thinking it's just chocolate you're craving, yet you're just not dealing with something. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, deal with any stuffs, underlying stuff, so that you don't find yourself addicted to things. Yeah, deal with them because it will show, it will seep somewhere, it will seep out and
Yeah.
show, it will show. It will be anything, it will be the sex. Some people think, okay, oh yeah, just love sex, but sometimes you are depending on it for something. There's
Yes.
a moment where it's not healthy. You've passed unhealthy. If you see your partner can't cope anymore with your want of it, and you seek outside of the relationship, then there is an issue that has not been sorted. We can be
And
proud
one
of you.
thing I want to say about sex, Nicole, is that there's nothing evil about sex. Sex is beautiful. It's only beautiful when you're having it with someone that you're intimate with or someone that you love. Then that
Mm,
makes the whole essence. I don't think God created sex for it to be a bad thing, because that's what people are portraying
absolutely.
out there. Like it's such an
Mm,
evil thing. It's demonic and stuff like that. No, sex is beautiful. It just has got to be done the right way with the right person,
absolutely
so that it
beautiful.
makes sense. It makes the beauty of it is all out. Like when you're having it either with different people or randomly, or for me, it was who I wanted to sleep with. So you see, I'm looking at a
Mm,
guy and I'm like, yes, I want to sleep with this one. Then I'll sleep with them.
yeah,
So it's not it's not it wasn't pleasurable anymore. It was just having it because I can. You
yeah,
get, so there was no intimacy per se, or there was nothing attaching me to it. So you were like, oh, you can easily detach from it. No,
mm,
it's not meant to be that way. It's not
yeah.
meant to be that.
For me, I say anything that's not man-made. God created it. It's beautiful. It's there for a reason. Use it wisely. Temperance,
Yeah.
respect it. Respect your body. Respect whatever God made. Whether it's sex or food, whatever it is, respect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just use what you need. Yeah. Okay. I think we should go back to the questions. Today you were talking mostly about the alcohol and sex, which you've covered most of it. Can addiction lead to, oh yeah, this is a nice question I'd prepared. Can addiction lead to other mental disorders from your own understanding and experience?
Yes, it got me depressed. It got me depressed. It got me overweight, Nicole. I was huge. I probably should share those pictures later on. I was huge and I didn't see anything wrong with that. In fact, I remember with my friends, we used to joke and tell each other that hii unono aisumbui mtu mwingine, as in ni yangu tu. Who says that?
Mm,
You are, imagine you are very unhealthy and you're
yeah.
busy about you not being healthy. Ati hii tumbo ni yangu. I mean, yes, it sounds all fun up until when diabetes is hitting your door or high
You know
blood pressure.
what? We also use humor to hide our pain, isn't it? We also use humor to hide stuff and to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So yes, it gets you into mental disorders. I remember that time when I was actually excessively drinking is when I lost my job. And
Uh,
I think I was in shock and denial that I lost a very good job. And for me, it was everything. And I'm thinking, how am
mm,
I going to take care of my child then? And it was quite a difficult phase at that time. And because I couldn't be able to I couldn't be able to deal with that issue at that time. I resorted to it, and I ended up going into depression because of that. And yes, it gets you into mental orders because you're choosing not to face the situation. Yes,
mm,
I had lost my job. Yes,
mm,
I didn't know what to do and where to, how to go about that whole situation. But choosing to get into that addiction, was it going to solve the problem? No, it was just going to make it worse,
mm,
if anything. So you see, I'm
yeah,
just running away
yeah,
from facing my situation and
mm,
replacing it with something that is not even going to solve it, but just, in fact, maybe get me to even a deeper place.
yeah,
So yeah, it gets you into mental disorders. It does.
yeah,
Sometimes you don't even realize it because I tell you, um, when I stopped, mostly it was because I realized I had so many people. I was the life of the party, so I had so many people around me when everything was good. So when things fell apart on my end, the
mm.
very same people who I thought were my people.
Besties.
So I stopped at that point. I said, I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to have this kind of relationships. I'm not going to have this kind of crowd, this kind of cycles. And yes, but by the time I was getting to know that this was an addiction, I actually enrolled in a program, Nicole, in my church. There was a program, and I enrolled that program because I was dealing with other issues. And then I realized, my goodness, I was I was dealing with addiction. I had gotten to a point where I was addicted. So sometimes you don't even see it, and that's already a disorder when you don't see that there is a problem. Because when there is a problem, the usual thing is to be able to solve that issue. But then
Yeah,
you're not solving it; you're replacing with
yeah,
something, and
yeah.
then now carrying two things together. Now you have a problem, you've
Mm,
added addiction on top, and then
mm,
you're forging ahead. So
mm.
that's a disorder as it is. When you say mental disorder, people might be thinking maybe umeshikwa na wazimu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
imagine
it
it's
got
true
me
what you're
into
saying.
depression. It got me
Ukweli,
into
a lot of people end up being depressed because whatever you went after didn't bring you the happiness you wanted. Happiness is
yeah,
just about a choice, nothing else. That's all. You have to choose every day to look after yourself in other ways. But once you start, unaona kama your addiction, for many addictions actually, you probably will need money. Unaona. So you get into debt. You can't afford that thing anymore. You need it every day. You can't afford it anymore. And financial issues, financial problems will make you have mental problems. So
yes,
all of these things still end up becoming a mental disorder and bringing mental
yeah,
problems and stuff. You put a lot of pressure on yourself. You start getting anxieties. You want to please all these friends. You want to please all these people. You want to keep a name. You want to keep on avoiding these problems, and you just keep on getting lost. There's all
or get
these horrible
yourself, or even get yourself in loans. I remember I got myself
things.
in loans, big
Mm,
loans, Nicole. Some loans that I'm even paying to debt. And you see, that has trickled down to my life now, even that I made better
mm,
decisions.
mm,
It's a good thing, yes, but now it has affected my
mm,
life till now. And sometimes you're not even able, you succumb to so much pressure as a person because you're trying to please people. And probably these people don't care. I remember it was so hard for me to say that I can't go to a baby shower, and you're told the baby shower you have to pay 2,000 bob for the venue and the food, and then there is 1,000 bob for the present, and then there is another probably 2,000 bob to buy
Uh,
yourself a bottle
don't
of
start me
something.
up. Don't start me up. I really have a big problem with such things in a way, because
No,
I really
but
do
you
in
know
a
what?
way, but I don't want to talk about them today.
It's because you do not know yourself. You do not
Yeah,
know yourself. Then
yeah.
it gets you. It's
You know what?
actually a distraction because now you are engaging into
Yeah.
activities that you cannot even afford. But
You
because
can't
you want to show
afford.
people,
And then your friends
yes, you want to
expect you to
show
be going
people,
to all these things. I don't know, kunama dress code. So it's not just even about taking the present anymore.
"Eh,
It's finding that
yes,
silver dress that you haven't got. Na haiko palipopote. Paka you have to import it or whatever. And then that's not
yes,
the end. Siju kuna nini kuna nini. Oh my God, it goes on forever.
it's crazy. It's
Uh,
crazy.
that's a topic
So
for
you see,
another.
like for me now, if you invited me to a baby shower, Nicole, and I'm not saying that I will not attend baby showers. If I'm not able to afford that whole occasion, I will just politely tell you that I'm not able to afford.
Yeah,
But when it comes, I'll definitely buy the baby a gift, and
yeah,
that counts. It shouldn't even be an issue because we are
yeah.
putting so much pressure on each other in this life.
On
Yet,
each other.
on the end of it, I remember,
Yeah.
I remember for my baby shower, I actually told a few friends of mine, by the way, don't plan a baby shower right now. I need the money. I'm expecting twins. So you'd rather have a shower and contribute money and send it to me and help me. And it was, it might have sounded rude to them or sounded like, this one is pregnant and her hormones are all over. But for me, I didn't see the need of people paying for money, paying for expenses, and that money is what I need in my life. So you can't be
I
honest with
know.
yourself
I
in
know. Oh.
yourself, trying to mask up to look like you can afford this lifestyle, yet you can't. You
This
see, so
baby
yes,
shower
it's
should be a
to
topic for another day, baby showers and whatever. I know it should be a topic for another day. They drive me crazy.
I'll be
Because
here. I'll be here the whole of August.
first, you want that baby shower, oh, because my friends care about me. But when you're hungry, they won't be there. They'll bring that baby shower and you eat all those, you buy those foods for Instagram posts, Instagram worthy photos. So
Yes.
you'll dress for Instagram and buy food for Instagram. And the next day, you don't even have food and you have all these things that you don't need because they probably don't even fit that friend, the kid. I'd rather you just have a one-on-one.
If you are just about to have a baby, the expenses are quite huge. There is the hospital bill, there is diapers, there is CG baby clothes, and all that. Why would your friends spend 50,000 on paying for decor and food and CG a music DJ and clothes and all that? Yet this 50,000 can buy you pampers
Oh,
for a
my
whole year.
friends tell me a baby shower. Oh,
Yes, yes.
and
Shower me,
no
shower me,
food
shower me with diapers for a whole year. That makes sense for me.
for me.
That makes sense for my situation that time.
Yeah, I think
And
when we were getting old,
after we have a shower, I can't probably buy pampers the next 3 months. I mean, what kind
now
of
me, I
friends
think
do you
we're getting
have?
old. We are getting old. I think that's the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that's the other thing. We might be getting old.
True, buying the shoes made me feel good, but it didn't solve my issues. Actually made me worse, waste money and have shortage of cash. That's it. Any addiction, that's it. That's the bottom line. It leads to the same path where you will need money, you lie to people, you get into debt, you're not dealing with these problems. The problems, something that was small becomes so huge, then you end up with all these mental issues. It's not leading you to anywhere. You just going round and round in circles and getting yourself close. So I did ask you why you were passionate about this topic, and I think you answered my question in one or another. I was gonna ask you, can sex be really bad? I think you've answered it. I don't know whether you still want to talk about it. For alcohol, most of us do agree that alcohol, yeah, that can be issue. But with sex, a lot of people are like, can there be too much sex? But
Yes, sweetheart. They can because I'm telling you, this thing was created by God, not anyone else. It is God who created sex, and it was meant to be sacred. I think we have westernized sex so much until that we have normalized it that we can have sex with anyone and do it anywhere, however we want to. But God made it sacred, and it has got to be with someone. Um, I might sound so spiritual here, but it has got to be with someone that you
Yes, okay.
are married to, I would say. Yes, so it has got to be at a place whereby they are not. And the problem why I'm saying it can really be bad is because we women get ourselves into such situations because we are not able to make decisions for ourselves. We have given men the power to take control over our bodies and our lives, and then in the long run end up to be very bitter women out here, calling men dogs.
Yeah,
I mean, how do we call
yeah,
men dogs, and these are human beings created by God? You get, because
yeah.
of the pain
Then,
that comes out of the activities that we are engaging
and it
ourselves
takes two
in.
to tango anyway. Should they be dogs? It takes two to
Yes,
tango.
yes, yes.
Why are they getting
But
all
you
the
see,
blame for
it is
themselves?
because of the situations that we have put ourselves in. Because
Mm,
if we took back the power and ensure that we do it right,
mm,
and I don't want to say the right person, but yeah, we do it right, we might
mm.
probably have less cases of us being very bitter or having anger towards the act. I mean, yes, it can get excess and
Yeah,
bad. Yeah, it's true.
yeah. Yeah, I do agree. I do agree. Sometimes we forget that when you stop loving yourself, you end up making really wrong decisions, not based
Yes,
on you, based on pleasing others, and then you think they are adults just because they didn't understand the agreement, they didn't understand your standards, they thought you didn't have any. So them they thought we are joyriding. So when it's time for him to leave and jump to the next one, they don't think it's a big deal. But they don't
yeah,
realize maybe it was a big deal to you. Then you try the next one, and then you realize the next one treats you the same. They don't know how to treat you because you don't know how to treat yourself. They don't know how to love you. You don't know how to love yourself.
yes,
And they'll come
yes,
and go, and they'll come and go. And at the end of the day, you say they're dogs. No, what was the standard? What was the manual? What were we going by? What were the rules? I thought we were playing by
yeah,
no rules. I thought we could do anything, and then when we finish, go our own way. Until you thought you're
yes,
doing anything for them because they are your one, but they didn't know that. They just thought you are brave, wild, and you are up for it. Oh,
and they
and
took
you're
you
like,
and they took
I'll
you
give
as you are.
them everything. Oh my
And then
goodness.
go here. You're no longer the brave chick that we know. You're now all of a sudden a motivational speaker. My goodness, take control, take charge. So
Nowadays,
that you don't
all
end
of
up
us when
preaching.
we get to when we reach nirvana, we become motivational speakers. I think it's just something that comes with maturity and one day sitting down with yourself. But again, I'm proud to be who I am now. I'm proud of the journey. I'm proud that I'm making all
Yeah,
those changes, that I've made those changes. I don't care how somebody takes it. That's up to them. I don't care what you think of it. That's up to you. If you think, oh, maybe I'm a Shindo Naisis, that's what whatever you think, that is up to you. But at the end of the day, I'm not where I was yesterday. 5 years from now, will you be still where we left you? Will you still have
yes,
the same bitterness, the same thought,
yeah,
the same jealousy? Will you be the same, not wanting your friends to grow, not wanting them to be a better people because you don't know how to deal with it? That's up to you, really. You
yeah,
join the journey, we grow together, or just sugar, just a
yeah.
light.
That,
Yeah,
yeah.
just a light. Let us grow. Let us try all those things we want to do. Let us live our lives to the max. If it's not for you, that's fine too. Nobody's asking
Mm,
you to join. So okay.
true.
Yeah. So my darling, what is we just can't- oh, okay. Then there's this issue, how we can help loved ones, because that's the trickiest one. Most families we have one person to tutakuwa na ule mmoja wetu ule mwenye. How do we deal with such situations? What kind of help can we give them? Because it's so easy to be hurt by family and close people to us. It's so easy. Mganga
I think
hajigangi, something like that.
people would to just embrace people with love. I think love works best. Sometimes they don't even know how, or if they don't even know that they're going through what you're thinking they're going through. I mean, you can see it because you're viewing it from your angle, but what if you try viewing it from their angle, what it is that they're going through, what
Yeah,
position and that place,
yeah.
so just being able to approach them with love I think
Yeah.
love works best. Love conquers so much, Nicole.
Everything.
It's the only way, because sometimes it helps to even make this other person come to understand that there is a problem. But if you
Mm,
approach them from a point of judgment, then you're only sending them away. You're sending them
mm,
off the balance to,
mm.
thinking that, yeah, I can go on with what I'm going on because this is helping.
Yeah,
So I think approaching them from a point of love.
yeah.
I think I was lucky to say that my church was very supportive, even,
Mm,
yeah, in having such kind of programs. And it helped me a lot to just be able to know that I'm in a space. By the way, my church then had a program. Well, it was like an AA kind of program
which
that
do
was
support
helping
group.
people,
Yeah,
just able to deal with hangout, and it really,
mm,
really helped me. And just to know that there's someone who is looking at me from not a point of judgment, but wanting the
mm.
best for me and wanting
Trying to get into
change.
my shoes and
Yeah.
understanding me and where I come
Yeah,
from.
so I believe love conquers all. Approaching the problem
Absolutely.
from
I
point of
can't
love.
argue with
Yeah,
that at all. I can't argue
yeah,
with that. Yeah, it starts from love. It's said to be the greatest gift of all. It's all starts. The universe is love. The world is love. It's all love. It's what brings us together. So when you start by loving yourself, then it's easy for you to love another person without judging
yeah,
them. Yeah. So
yeah,
I think when you start with yourself, once you love yourself, but if you don't love yourself enough, then you go about judging people and making the situation even worse. So that said, I have an issue. I'm your best friend, sister, whatever. I have an issue with alcohol. And you being supportive and trying to listen. If we go out, should you buy me alcohol or not?
you have an issue,
I have
and
an
I
issue.
know you
I
have
drink
an
too
issue.
much. I drink too much. You're there trying to understand how I got myself into this and stuff. You just bringing all the love. But we have this baby shower we are going to. Would you let me drink the alcohol?
First of all, Nicole, I'm no longer buying alcohol, so no. Not buying alcohol. I don't
No,
take it anymore, so I'm no
not
longer
happening.
buying alcohol. So yeah, for me it's a no. And especially, I know that you have an issue. I'm not buying. I'm not helping you. I'm not being a friend. I mean, giving you more alcohol is just going to make you get into more
Undoubtedly.
trouble that you already have. So you'd rather
Yeah,
hate me as a person, but I'm not buying alcohol. I know you have a problem. I'm not doing it. You're
yeah.
just putting salt to injury
Not
and not
buying,
helping
not
me.
giving me money.
No, 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 Nicole.
Not happening. Not enabling that.
And
So
it's worse that
yeah,
I'm not even taking it. So I'm not buying.
not happening. Tunajua
No, no.
tutamsababisha kabla tutoke.
Pambana na hali yako.
Pambana na hali yako. Yeah, okay.
Kabisa.
So what is if you just recognize it on close and denial? Oh yeah. Oh, okay. What kind of help can you tell people that, like a lot of us have learned to justify and be in denial? It becomes a skill. So we just lost and can't find our way back. How can we find our way back? How can we realize our flaws? How can we, get back on track? What are some of the things that you tell somebody to just realize, you know what, actually, you do have an issue. This is an issue. I'm telling you from a point of love, from a good place. This is an issue. Just an observation. I'm not trying to judge you, but I don't know. Go tell me how you deal with that.
There are two ways to approach that, Nicole. One, for me, if I'm not able to advise, I love sharing from my story because it's the only way I can be authentic and
Hmm.
true to you.
Hmm.
So when I feel like I'm not able to reach out to you as a person, because sometimes I'm not a professional, Nicole, I might not know everything. So um, if this was my situation right now and I want to help you out, I'll definitely share. For me, I was able to deal with this issue because I surrendered. And surrendering, it means that you acknowledge that there is a problem, and that problem has got to be dealt with. So if they can't go that direction, some people can't fight. Me, I'm always a fighter. I'm always fighting better. I'm always fighting to grow. I'm always fighting, like there are people who are not fighters, and it is
mm,
quite understandable. With any
mm,
addiction, if you're not able to surrender to
mm,
just admitting that it is a problem and it has got to be solved, and it
mm,
starts from within,
mm.
then I think the other best way is to get a professional, because with a professional, they know best on how to engage and, bring them closer to just being able to deal with it. I
Yeah.
think for me, those are the only two ways.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that because a professional first, there are strangers, so you can
Yeah.
share with them. They know what they're doing. They've helped other people. So yeah, but if it's like some from friends, then you think that maybe they're just trying to um, find more faults, but they don't really mean that. So yeah, I do like that. So I don't know what the audience have for us. I can see just sex is not bad, just like alcohol isn't bad. It's how we use it and abuse it. It determines distraction. Yeah, I think we did start by saying that it's all about temperance here. It's all about kiasi. Yeah, kiasi and you're good. Kiasi and you're good. And you just check with yourself how often. Remind yourself, do you love yourself? Remind yourself who you are. Yeah, start from the beginning. Really, when a close family member is going through an addiction, it's not. Let's not forget that before the addiction, they were normal people. See them as people and someone you would love, not choosing the names like alcohol and whatnot. We all stop alcohol drinking to encourage an alcoholic family. And it was, yes, this is really nice. I've seen it before where some people, when they organize like family barbecue, then they decide that there won't be any alcohol there. So it's, yeah, everybody feel loved and stuff. And then you can't forget about the wine we want to have together at night. Tutakunywa kahawa. Don't worry about me, my darling. Your wine tunakunywa vizuri sana. Tunakunywa vizuri sana. Yes, I really wanted you to comment about, the issues we're talking about, how sometimes we might have friends who are there for us when we need the alcohol and stuff. And then they'll do those baby showers and stuff. I can imagine we don't take baby showers that much, but it just came up. But we needed to talk about them. We need to talk about them. I would like just to talk about this a little bit because we have a funny relationship where Jess and I, when she was about to have a baby, we did the important things like grown up things. We went and did important things like shopping. We went shopping. Hatukuwa na time ya hiyo ati vitu ndogo ndogo nini. And every time I'd be like, oh, by the way, we've not even gotten the baby a present. And nasema, hey, wachana na hizo, we help each other with the more important things than that. But I like just to tell me check about it. Sometimes I think to myself, for me, I find that our partner has a big part to play in. Yeah, choose your partner wisely. Absolutely. You're just as good as the person you spend most of the time with. And I say that we're an average of 5 of our closest friends. So you just check huyu ni nani. Naomi kakunywa, ulisema ni kakunywa ama mnaitwa nini? And then sijui the nani. Ukipata out of the 5, eh, 3 of them ni unajua tu pia wewe. You know where you are. You know where you are. So, okay, I think we've covered most things. I don't know whether we have any questions from the audience. Oh, I was going to ask you if you have any recommendations of places people can seek help, if you know of any. I do know you dedicated your life completely. Are there other ways? Can you recommend your own and where people can just see? Like sometimes you can tell people all these things, but they're like, if it's church utakwambia na kanisa yetu venye mama ataanza kuongea sijui nini nini, yeah, things like that. We've seen on Facebook like what happens, people get the tea about your life and a church member maybe, and it's all over Facebook like, oh, so and so was caught doing this or so did this. So some people are just thinking, mambo a church being wachana nayo. So I don't know, there are safe places that you could recommend for people to go and get that help.
Okay, one, before I comment on a safe place, I remember that the time I was sharing about my story, I share it a lot, and it was a church forum. And the speaker said that everything that was shared there should remain there. And me, I was very clear, Nicole. Whatever I say is my story, and I can't change my past. And you have no control over my past. It's only the devil who's handling my past. So you're in the same capacity or the same space with the devil. God is talking about me and my future. So why do I care? You're talking about things that have happened to me,
That has
not that are
happened in the past.
to me. So sasa wewe unaduel na nini? Nikamwambia the guest speaker, let anyone share this story out here. For me, I feel like if they shared, they're talking about was and now. They're sharing my testimony. If they're gossiping about it, well and good. They're still saying, oh, ni ule Naomi alikuwa hivi na sahi hako hivi. So wananibebea's testimony on my behalf, and God receives all the glory.
I
So
like that view.
mi nishapita huko kwa hiyo stage, but I understand people's concerns. One, if there's anyone listening and they think they need help and they need professional help, I might not be able to. Maybe I'll put the counselors' numbers later on the link here, because there's so many counselors to see, and even in our church. Yes, I have to talk about this church. I'm sorry, I found so many good things in that church, and
Right.
yes, there is a program called Celebrate Recovery. It is like an AA kind of scenario, and it is
Celebrate
amazing. And
recovery.
professionals, by the way, they took church professionals to be able to just help people have a safe space. And I've never had anything. We were not even allowed to take photos. This time we took a photo, and I thought it was just a genuine photo, and I posted it on Facebook. And I was told to bring it down because yes, and it was my church. I was told to bring it down because not so many people are ready to not talk about their issues like I am. You see, so I feel like it was safe even for me to be told to pull down that photo. It meant that there is privacy that has got to go on, and I should respect that. And it was okay. Sometimes maybe I am open and I'm willing to share this story, but then there's someone who's not
Not
yet ready to,
everybody is.
and it is fine, and I've got to respect it. But I know there are so many institutions out here who help people. I know that there are counselors, and I'll put that down their numbers on the comment
Okay, we'd
comment.
love that. We'd love that.
Anyone who's able to reach out to them on a personal level, yes.
Thank you so much, Naomi. It's always nice having you. You are amazing. You are amazing. You
Thank
share
you.
and share and share. Some things people find embarrassing to talk about, but I think that's one of the things we share. We have in common in the sense that you can't give what you haven't got. It's just good to give
Yes.
yourself what you have, your experience. Let the person take it as they please. If they want to learn from it, they will. Any person who wants to learn from something, they will learn
And
every day.
I think I think once you're in touch with yourself, and you know yourself very well, I think this is when you're able to just be able to share, because you have your identity, you know who you are, you know what God created you for, your purpose. You're able to share these things without any fear, and the fear of people talking, because Nicole, look at it this way. People will always talk, whether you're good or bad. I mean, people will always find something to talk about. So, I mean, let them do
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, well, we are free people. If they want to know more, better ask, then you have the real details and you find it elsewhere. So you've been told to preach, sister, and you've been
Hallelujah.
healing from addiction is a process, but many people try quick fixes, which is the short term. They go back
Yeah,
to the same addiction instead of taking the long, correct route. On
yeah,
this, I'll say, you know what? Start small, baby steps. Congratulate yourself for each
yeah,
step everywhere you get. Don't just go like, okay, I've reached alcohol, or if it's your phone, start steadily. Leave your phone somewhere, even in the toilet. Just lock it or something, or forget it somewhere, and give yourself some time, just 1 hour. Start small. Yeah, I find mindfulness to help a lot. I really am into meditation. Meditation just completely changed my life, all areas of my life. I used to be the person who sometimes would just get anxieties, you just feel anxious over something and you don't know what you could. It's something innocent. You're just in the car and driving, and you're just driving to work, and then it comes from nowhere and you just start feeling anxious. So it goes to the root of all these things, and then you choose every day to be happy, choose every day to yeah,
yeah,
just tell yourself, I'm going to have a brilliant day. That will help you see your day in a different way. It will start you off in a different way. Those are some of the things. And then there's they don't talk much about it. I don't know why they're the experts, but this placebo effect works. What I do sometimes when I want to drink, when I feel like, oh, it's 1 o'clock, I tell myself, no, actually, it's not 1 o'clock. So, or if I really want to drink, I take wine glass and put a drink in it. It could be water, it could be anything. I just put a drink in it and I just sit and keep on sipping and keep on refilling it with water. That way, my mind thinks that it's hard wine, but it actually hasn't had wine. So trick your mind. Your mind is not that clever. It thinks it is. It's not that clever. And then distract yourself. Some of these urges just come and go after a while. Like fun. Fun is just your mind. It's seeking those chemicals. I once a dopamine or whatever it's pronounced as.
And
It just wants, yeah. It's what that, yeah. I found some likes. I found some views. I found it just wants that. That's all it wants. So yeah, keep on telling it. Distract yourself with something. Grab something for 2 5 minutes. By the time you come back, at least your urge itakuwa imepotea. But every time you have a trigger notification, you check, you can't come out of it. Just it affects you. We've said that it affects all areas of your life. You might think it's just innocently doing your work at your work, but you have to know that kuna time ya kazi na kuna time ya kwa nyumbani. You're watching
yeah,
movies with your family. You're watching movies with your family. Work, wache ikae. Put it away. I'm glad my son at Nikijisahau, I'm thinking that I'm expecting something important. My son literally just takes it and puts it away for me. He does. He won't let me. He won't let me watch a movie with my phone. Because if we find a notification, we'll check it because it's just and like what is it called? Like an instinct, reflex. Yeah. So yeah, they just do all those tiny little things, and then you'll get that. We'll support you. Talk to us. Always have somebody to talk to. We'll always be there to talk to. Now it's amazing that you talked about canceling. So many church people will just count on praying, forgetting that God puts people to help us out. Yeah, some of them will tell you, "Oh, your pombe ni mbaya. Oh, whatever, sex is bad." Oh, but they're not helping with ways to overcome. They're not there supporting you. They so you end up feeling judged, and then the more you
and
feel
prayer is
judged,
not a bad thing.
eh?
There's nothing wrong. I talk about counseling because I know it helps, and I think our church is big on counseling and
Mm,
finding help, of course.
mm,
And then
mm,
prayer helps. Prayer has helped me to be where I am today, and I thank God, and it's a
mm,
beautiful thing. But then there are other issues that, of course, have got to be dealt with from the root cause before we
mm,
get to praying. Like identifying you have a problem needs you to identify that, and then
yeah,
once you have a problem you get to someone else who's a professional who's able to take you through the
mm,
process of how the
yeah,
problem started, where it is right now, and what you're supposed to do, and of course doing it with prayer. I
yeah.
mean, quite combo. So counseling and prayer anytime.
Yeah, not like everything else. Not all churches are bad or institutional places are bad. Just find anything that works for you. Just give it a
Yeah,
try.
exactly.
Just give it a try and try what Naomi is recommending. You never know, it might work for you. So just keep on trying. And the one thing that you always need to remember, guys, is learning to forgive yourself. If
Yeah,
you're going
yeah,
to love yourself, forgive yourself. Yes, you had that wine again and you didn't plan to. Just forgive yourself and give yourself chance. If you don't forgive yourself, you'll be mad at yourself and you end up with that vicious cycle. You're mad at yourself, so you need to deal with that emotion. You grab a drink so that you forget that you're mad at yourself. Then you start a new loop. So just forgive yourself, be gentle to yourself, love yourself, tell yourself those things that you'd like a stranger to tell you. The things we tell ourselves are horrible, are horrible. If you listen to yourself sometimes, you wouldn't want your friend to talk to you like that. So yeah, be gentle and loving to yourself. Naomi, any
yeah.
closing words from you? I think for me, I've summed up, and then remind people of your following and stuff when you're done.
Yeah, I think the only thing I want to say is that self-evaluate yourself. If you want to deal with addiction, self-evaluate yourself. Ask yourself questions that no one can ask you because you are the only one who can give yourself the answers. Why are you drinking too much? Why is phone addiction a problem to you? Why, anything that you want to deal with in this life starts from you. That bold step of just being able to deal with what is within, because it always projects on the outside. So deal with the within, and you'll be able to tackle so much in your life. And by the way, like you're saying, forgive yourself. And forgiveness is like every day, because every day you're discovering, oh my God, I didn't do this, I did this, or I did this to myself. I allowed this. So it's a process. You keep forgiving yourself each and every day. But once you're able to deal with what is within, and you're forgiving yourself, trust you me, you make better decisions in life. And by the way, sometimes we fail, and it is okay to fail. It is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. but just know that once you fail, you have to pick yourself up yet again. So it's a journey. I mean, this is life. It's a journey. Make it beautiful, make it count, make each and every day count. That's all I'm going to say. I will repeat again. If you're looking for encouragement, if you're looking for some sense of humor, me, I am one humorous Christian. Sometimes I'm questioned if I'm a Christian or not, but me napenda God, napenda Jesus sana na sitawacha kumpenda. So if you're looking for encouragement, if you're looking for some sense of humor, if you're looking for just some love. I am full of love and light. Go to Naomi Omuka on Facebook. And if you're an online entrepreneur and you want to start up a business, probably you're abroad or you're a career woman, or you're looking for somewhere where you can have a stockist, or you're looking for somewhere where you can start off something like a small business. I am running a renter shelf hub right at the heart of Fika Town, and I give free marketing to my clients. You can find me on Facebook on Renter Shelf Hub, Thika Renter Shelf Hub on Instagram, Renter Shelf Hub on Twitter. That's all from me, Nicole.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Naomi. I can't thank you enough. I love you. I love you. I love you. You are a blessing.
And
Yeah.
I love your energy.
Oh, I love you so much and thank you. Yeah. You know
Thank
what? Anybody who's going through anything, embrace your journey, enjoy your journey. You see, a lot of us have these stories because we went through those journeys. Embrace your journey. There's a reason for it. Yes, you've done those things. Wow. Who hasn't? We have
Yes,
flaws. Yeah, we have flaws. We've come a long way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Naomi.
thank you,
Naomi,
Nicole,
you're
for
here with
listening.
us again next week. I like
Yes, yes,
next week's
and
topic.
always.
Always. Oh, we can take you forever. Naomi is going to talk about boundaries. You mentioned a little bit about it today, so
Yes,
I think it will be
yes.
a nice follow up. Boundaries,
Oh, sure,
boundaries, boundaries, friendship and
sure.
boundaries. Yeah,
Yes,
we are your friends, so it will be interesting to know about boundaries. Oh, it will come with a disclaimer and a warning. Once you start sorting those things out, you will see things changing in your life
yes, yes, yes,
drastically.
yes. I'm
Even the people.
excited.
Yeah. Anyway, more love, my darling. Thank you, everybody who joined
Thank you,
today.
Nicole.
So Angela just joined a little bit late, I think. So I love you already, Naomi. My name is Angela. Please be my friend. Oh,
Thank you, Angela.
everybody's
Thank
falling in
you.
love with
Thank
you.
you.
Um,
I'll link
I
up with you, Angela.
Oh, Angela is amazing, amazing, amazing.
Oh,
I,
really?
I,
That's
I
nice.
think Jess had wanted you to connect on WhatsApp the other day. I think she had said
Oh,
something.
really? That's
I think
nice.
so. Now, the show where she
Yeah.
requested for that. Was she? I think. Let her tell you. I think she wanted you to connect for something. I can't remember what. Yeah, of course she's a business lady too. Anyway, so
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
yeah, I think we can say kwaheri, kwaheri, kwaheri.
Thank
Thank you,
you
bye,
for having
everybody.
me. Thanks. Bye. Mwah. Love you, Nicole.
I love
Bye.
you too, my darling.